Hello, my name is Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper, here to provide your news update for May 22nd, 2020. I'd like to start with a story from the Wyoming Tribune Eagle that came across the wires just a little bit too late to be included in Saturday's print edition, but I think it's has some stuff that's worth talking about right now. The headline is Leading Lawmakers Discuss Second Special Session, Budget Woes. Um, Tribune Eagle reporter Tom Coulter notes that though a final date has not been set, Wyoming lawmakers are expecting to reconvene for a second, longer special session in June, late June, to consider addressing the whirlwind of issues brought by the COVID-19 pandemic. He notes that after holding the first special session since 2014, the Wyoming legislature likely won't have to wait another 16 years for its next one. Quoting House Speaker Steve Harshman, a Republican from Casper, he said in a news conference on Friday that lawmakers could meet the week of June 25th, and in the meantime, and in the lead up to that, legislative committees would meet to work on potential bill drafts. That way there'll be a little bit more vetting and exchanging of ideas and coalescing and just having thoughts that are a little bit ready to put before the group. Quoting Senate President Drew Perkins, a Republican from Casper, he said the second special sessions rules would likely allow for amendments to be brought on all three readings, as during normal sessions. Quote, it took us over 12 hours to do 4 bills and 3 readings in one day, in parentheses, in the first special session. Now you think about trying to do 10, that's a significant challenge, but one that people have to be aware of. For those of you who've had a really busy week, maybe you're like me, or you just got that Etch-a-Sketch brain, shake it up, forgets things. During the first special session, the legislature worked with Governor Mark Gordon to make the initial distributions of the state's $1.25 billion and federal relief funding. The governor has the ultimate right to distribute the money, but legislative leaders are still hoping to keep their branch involved with whatever initiatives might come forward, especially coming down the pike. In other news, speaking of legislators, how's that for an awkward segue? The Sweetwater County Clerk's office today gave us some follow-up information on polling places. If you recall, directives from the State Secretary of State have given guidelines for county clerks at the county level to make some adjustments to the way elections have been conducted in the past. One of them include limiting or consolidating polling sites so that there will only be 7 in Sweetwater County. Today we learned what those polling locations will be. If you're in precincts 1-1, 9-1, 9-2, 10-1, 10-2, 10-5, 10-7, 13-1, and 24-1, you'll be voting at the Green River Expedition Island and Pavilion. Precincts 10-3 and 10-6 will be in the Green River Catholic Church. Precinct 10-4 will be at the Green River Recreation Center. Turning to Rock Springs precincts. Precinct 3-2, 3-3, 3-4, 3-5, 23-1, and 25-1 will be voting at the Rock Springs Civic Center. I've voted there in the past. I've plenty of wide open space. I can understand why that was chosen for a spot. Precincts 4-1, 4-2, 4-3, 4-4, and 5-5 will be at the White Mountain Library. Precincts 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, and 5-4 will be at the Rock Springs campus of Western Wyoming Community College. And precincts 6-1, 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, 7-1, 7-2, 12-1, 19-1, 21, and 21-1 will be at the Sweetwater Events Complex. Other things that are being adjusted for that is that expect lines to be longer, because we're going to have more people in the same place, and we're going to be practicing social distancing. Curbside voting will be available to all voters with special needs. Election judges will be provided with a face mask and sterile gloves to be worn at all times. Will be an early vote center established at the Sweetwater County Courthouse where you can drop off ballots on the premises from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. That will be between the dates of July 13th through August 17th. In addition, there'll also be a drop box at the courthouse so you can drop off your absentee ballot after hours. And as always, voters may request an absentee ballot by contacting the Sweetwater County Clerk's office. I personally have already made that request. I know I'm going to be super busy running around for the election period, and that's just one more thing I can scratch off my list. When it comes to other adjustments, Sweetwater County School District Number 1 shared details about the summer meals program. The district won't have meals delivered on Monday, May 25th, due to the Memorial Day holiday. But from Tuesday, May 26th on, meals will resume. They've adjusted some of the locations. I'd encourage you to look at the story at rocketminer.com, or the district has many places where this information's hosted. But the idea is that they're looking to be able to do a little bit more this summer, especially since as time goes on, there's some people could just use just a little bit of some assistance, a little bit extra support. It's great that the school district's willing to do so. Quoting their press release, "We have been giving continued flexibility to help our students with meals over the weekends. These extra meals will be provided on Thursday to help with Thursday and Friday. Then on Friday, we will have extra meals to help with Saturday and Sunday. Although we won't actually serve meals on Saturday and Sunday, we will have extra breakfast and lunch meals to help support our students over the weekend until meals resume the following Monday." It notes that these free meals are available through nutrition services for all students and any individuals under the age of 19. It doesn't matter whether they're enrolled or not. It notes that even if they're not of school age, you might have a toddler, a teetering 3-year-old, they qualify. Breakfast is served from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. at designated sites. In addition, there will be a second chance breakfast and lunch opportunities from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. at some of them overlaps. Like I said, please look at the list if you need that. School district officials note that, and you know this if you've been taking advantage of these meals already, people are expected to practice social distancing when the buses arrive with the deliveries. The children that you're getting the meals for do not have to be present, and if you want, you can collect the breakfast and lunch meals by parent or guardian. One other thing about Memorial Day, in addition to the the fact that people are going to be taking some of their taking some trips, and that's why the school district won't be open that day. You may have already noticed this yourself. If you do, keen eye. Bonus points for being observant. Flags, when it comes to the state flag and U.S. flags, have been directed to be flown at half staff until May 24th in honor of the victims of the coronavirus pandemic. Governor Mark Gordon issued this order in tandem with the standard proclamation that was announced by President Donald Trump. They are to be flown at half staff statewide until sunset on Sunday, May 24th. Quoting from the national proclamation, "Our nation mourns for every life lost to the coronavirus pandemic, and we share in the suffering of all those who endured pain and illness from the outbreak. Through our grief, America stands steadfast and united against the invisible enemy. May God be with the victims of this pandemic and bring aid and comfort to their families and friends. as a mark of solemn respect for the victims of the coronavirus pandemic, by the authority vested in me as President of the United States by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, I hereby order that the flag of the United States shall be flown at half-staff at the White House and upon all public buildings and grounds, at all military posts and naval stations, and on all naval vessels of the federal government in the District of Columbia and throughout the United States and its territories and possessions until sunset, May 24th, 2020. I also direct that the flag shall be flown at half-staff for the same length of time at all United States embassies, legations, consular offices, and other facilities abroad, including in all military facilities and naval vessels and stations. It notes that this was signed on the 21st day of May in the year of our Lord 2020. And it's, of course, Donald J. Trump's signatures at the bottom. Taking this moment to pivot toward the numbers. In the state of Wyoming, we have 608 lab-confirmed cases, and that includes 17 lab-confirmed cases in Sweetwater County. When it comes to probable cases, the overall total sits at 195, with 8 in Sweetwater County. And when it comes to recoveries, that number has climbed to 551, and 22 of all those previously mentioned cases in Sweetwater County have now recovered. Turning to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention for American numbers, total cases is now at 1,571,617 cases, which is 20,522 more cases than when we were updating you yesterday. Total deaths sits at 94,150, which is 1,089 people more than yesterday. Worldwide numbers coming from Johns Hopkins University, specifically the University of Medicine they have there. The total sits at 5,209,266 cases. Overall deaths now sits at 338,121 people. And when it comes to recoveries, that's at 2,056,506 people. One other thing to note that gives me a little bit of optimism is that the Rocket Miner newspaper is part of the Wyoming News Exchange. It's a informal wire service where we share stories, pictures, updates, tips with a bunch of other papers throughout the state. That's why you've sometimes seen stories from the Casper Star-Tribune appear in our pages. You may have seen stuff from Gillette News Register appearing in the online edition. If you sometimes go to their sites, you sometimes see our stuff there as well, or maybe our pictures or whatnot. It's just a way to be able to widen our net and to just draw upon all these newspapers' resources to deliver more stuff to you people out there. One of the features that you may have noticed, we don't always highlight it, but we've usually been printing a daily coronavirus update, a roundup of specifically what are the developments of the coronavirus when it comes to Wyoming. It's also where we also often pair with that one colorful map that shows where all the cases are throughout the state. If you've been watching closely, you may have noticed it's been getting a little bit shorter. And we received news from the Wyoming News Exchange today that when it comes to the stories that are being generated, where things are standing, that over the last 2 months, we're it's no longer quite as prevalent as it used to be when it began. And this is a good thing. We're hopeful that if people continue to courteous behavior, thoughtful, considerate actions for their families and those around them, that we will continue to see numbers low and rare and recovering in Wyoming. As part of that, the News Exchange just let us know that they're, for now, going to discontinue the daily updates. Now, they're still going to be sharing lots of stories, because honestly, that's a decent percentage of the stories that are coming down the pike right now. If there's any big stories, big developments, they'll be on top of it. But just when it comes to the daily roundup, it looks like they're going to stop for a while. In the hopes that, Lord willing, we don't have to restart it. When you know that the news is getting to the point where it's like things are slowing down and we're glad to be able to catch our breath and looking forward to putting our time and resources in other things, that's a good sign, especially if it's from a news source you trust. And I just want to say to Jim and Mary at the Wyoming News Exchange, you guys are great at your job. You make us look better. You make our jobs easier. And by doing that, you make the lives of all the readers and viewers and listeners and however you interact with, whether it's the Rocket Miner or the other talented publications that are a part of the News Exchange, everybody benefits from your hard work. So thank you for that. I'm hopeful that we don't have to return to the coronavirus roundup in the form it's been in the past. But like I said, we're going to keep everybody apprised with what's going on. So on that note, I hope you're having a spectacular Memorial Day weekend. I intend to join you shortly as soon as I get this updated. May you have a good day and a healthy holiday.